and welcome back to episode 56 of the Hit the Showers podcast. As always, I am your host, Clifford Jordan Jennings, here with a new squad tonight. I don't know where my point man, Malcolm Eagles cheerleader King is at, but he'll be back soon. But we got OG Mike Brown in the building. What's poppin'?
What's going on, peeps? What's happening?
You know, just another day. What's poppin', Britt? How you feeling?
What's going on, y'all? I'm feeling great. Can't complain.
I'm glad to hear that. And we got a new face in the building. We gonna have to get this man a 5-second boo for wearing his Michigan attire on the show.
You gotta wear what you feel comfortable with.
Right.
Right.
You feel me? In the building. What's poppin', Jay?
How y'all doing?
Man, we here.
Ready?
We been ready, nigga. We started without you, chump.
Yeah.
Malcolm head Eagles cheerleader King this evening.
Hey, Be careful. I'd be careful if I was a Raiders fan. There's too much heat on y'all right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to choose your words wisely right now as a Raiders fan.
You gonna say, oh, it's okay, though. It's okay.
Hey,
Speaking of,
they call y'all the They call y'all the Las Vegas sack chasers now.
Oh, we always been the Las Vegas sack chasers. Don't We was that in Oakland when we had Khalil Mack. You just try. You try to switch it on us. It's all right.
Hey, I didn't have to switch it. The Sid did.
It's all right. He came from y'all.
I thought it was a Buckeye at first.
He came from y'all. But since you got a big mouth, what about Eagles saying that they in no rush to name
the starting quarterback? Yeah,
right.
Hey, you got to be nice about it. You don't want to hurt Joe Flacco's feelings
because they don't have one.
Joe Flacco's mad anyway.
That's what you say when you don't have a good quarterback to start.
Right.
Cliff, they know who their guy is. They just can't. They just don't want to. It's a new coach. You don't want to come out and just be like, all right, yep, Jalen Hurts. He's trying to. Oh, hey, guy. He's the same guy that said, let's play Scrabble for team building and shit.
Come on, man. Right. Let that go.
Didn't we talk about last week? Didn't he have to stop the practice to get everybody's head on straight?
You know, he said, hey, guys. All right, listen. We're gonna run. You know what I mean? He ain't doing shit. He's a nerd. Our coach is a nerd.
Regardless, they got to be doing something wrong for him to stop the practice to hold a team meeting before they get back to it.
They was probably drinking the night before. You know how it gets sometimes.
So you still with it? That's what I want to know. You still with it? Jalen Hurts is y'all starting quarterback.
Listen, if it ain't Hurts, it don't make sense. Bring him back too. Hey, bring him home. Bring him home where he belongs.
How you feel about that, Jordan? Which way you think they need to go as far as quarterbacks in Philly?
I mean, last time I checked, they was looking for a possible trade to get Deshaun. So if they end up getting Deshaun, you know who it is going to be at that point. Right. But you got to come up off of at least the Jalen Hurts and a couple draft picks for it. So if they can get Deshaun, then cool, you got your man. But at the end of the day, I like Jalen Hurts. I think the guy's a bona fide winner. He does what he does. He made it all through college doing the same damn thing.
I mean, you think he gonna beat Flacco out at a pro level though? That's a different story.
Flacco never would have been a pro quarterback if Troy Smith ain't get sick.
Thank you.
I mean, to be honest with you, you're like, it's a different story to beat out Joe Flacco. This is not prime time Joe Flacco. It's kind of sad for the Eagles that he can't just come out and beat Joe Flacco. This is a very beatable guy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a really, really bad sign for Jalen Hurts that he's not the clear-cut starting quarterback.
I would agree with that.
So I guess
he beat him.
What you say?
He beat him. It's just an act of kindness. Like Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't walk around saying, I'm the best quarterback in the league. He says, I think I'm all right.
So you think that the coach is
Hold on, because Jalen Hurts is not the person that's making the statement. This is a team statement. So if Tom Brady is modest about being the greatest quarterback or being the starting quarterback, that's one thing. But Arian gonna come out and tell you who his starting quarterback is.
Right. That's the point I was making. You got a new coach. He's trying to do things his way the best as possible.
He's being diplomatic at the moment, not
exactly. He's walking as a puppet.
But this is my thing though. If Jalen Hurts is just starting quarterback, why do you give a fuck if that upsets Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco knows he's on his last leg.
Or you know what? It could be coming from upper management.
No, Joe Flacco.
There would have to be a motive behind
wherever it's coming from. Wherever it's coming from, it's a clear sign that you guys are soft and your season is probably going to play out accordingly. If you guys are sitting here worrying about what people think, what's diplomatic, instead of winning football and going with the best players, your team is soft. Soft.
Listen.
I think Mount Captain over there, I think he just like Jalen Hurts so much, he just want to say.
Let's bet 20 and he won't be the starter by week 1. Let's bet a friendly 20. What? He won't be. Let's bet. I'm willing to bet whoever a friendly 20 that Jalen Hurts is not the starter by week 1.
I don't know if I can make that bet just because you can never trust the last acts of a desperate man. And right now the Eagles are very desperate at quarterback at the moment. So I don't know what they would be willing to do. So I'm not about to put that 20 on that. You might end up seeing Jalen Hurts be the starting quarterback because
you will.
They have. But at the moment,
I'll take that 20 bet.
You say you'll take it?
Yes, I'll take that 20 bet.
Cool. I don't want your 20 back because I get it 10 years from now.
Anyway, you might as well
add. Clear. Y'all tell them you can't bet somebody when you already owe the money. You got to have debts cleared first before you read
That's okay. That's okay. We add more debt.
Hey, double or nothing. Double or
nothing.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, Brittany, this ain't no double or nothing. This ain't no Mike Teller. This ain't no. Oh, okay. We can do double or nothing if you want to do that.
We just do doubles.
Yeah, right.
Doubles. Let's keep the nothing out of it.
You try to play tennis, nigga.
Right.
He said we'll do doubles.
We'll just do doubles. Looking ass.
But I just thought that was interesting. Next question that I do have about that, and we'll move on though, is what else can you shop around if Texas is willing to make that Deshaun Watson trade? Jay, I think you're absolutely correct. I think you kind of got to give up Jalen.
They're going to want a quarterback out of it at least to replace the winner or lose it.
Because I don't think they got too much high hopes in Tyrod.
I don't even know that I'd agree with that. Tyrod, never would have lost his. I like him too. What he did with the Chargers, what he would have been able to do had he not been, had his lung punctured.
Right.
He probably would have been solid. He was solid for the Browns. They just don't give a quarterback a chance unless his name is Baker Mayfield, and for some reason he's still the quarterback. So there's a certain point where Tyrod, there's just like the dude. He's been solid his whole career. This is a one-time Pro Bowler. I get it, and he was a backup for years. But at the end of the day, once he got his time to shine, he did his damn thing.
Yeah, that's Willie Beeman. But Brady, talk about your quarterback. Get him.
He talked about my quarterback. I'll just touch on. We've mentioned this before. We talked about Tyrod, and I say it all the time. His issue is he gets the job done as far as like getting you the wins, but he doesn't get the job done as far as it being pretty and having the stats. And that's the issue. No team wants to build around someone that cannot get touchdowns. And he's not a high scoring QB. He's not going to give you 4 touchdowns in a game. You might get 1 or 2 and barely win the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he's good for. And like I said, nobody wants to build around that. So he does what he's supposed to do. But like I said, it's not you. If you can get better, you would more than likely go ahead and
here's
try.
A better question then.
You're not wrong.
Here's a better question then. If, and I'm going to say if, allegedly, before the head cheerleader up there throws a fit.
Let's hear it.
If Jalen Hurts is having issues with, and that's allegedly, that's for everybody on the audio version, I'm putting my quotations up, if he's having issues with Flacco, what you think going to happen if Texas agrees to take him for the trade and he got to battle Tyrod? Because that's going to be a lot harder battle for the starting spot than it's going to be.
That'll be a big battle.
He would lose. He would lose to Tyrod.
I agree.
So you think that would be a more developmental pickup then?
Yeah.
Because that wouldn't be bad for him to sit behind Tyrod for a little bit to learn
Yeah.
Because that's more of a, I would see him learning a bit more from Tyrod than Flacco.
Yeah. As long as no doctors poking Tyrod wrong, and isn't that what happened to him in Los Angeles?
Somebody paid him.
Exactly what
happened. He got Tanya Harding. Or not, what was it? He got Tanya Harding.
Yeah, Michael Jackson's doctor or something.
Paid him to do that. They said puncture his lung, get me in that.
That's what happened. I was like, that's a lawsuit to me. Shit. But anyways, yeah, I think you would start Tyrod Taylor over Jalen Hurts.
I don't think that would be bad for his development to sit behind a Tyrod Taylor and just, come in situationally.
Yeah.
But speaking of quarterbacks, I will say that Kyle Shanahan said that Trey Lance, they either plan on him being QB1 or giving him good, meaningful minutes.
Good, meaningful minutes.
Trey Lance, good, meaningful minutes.
So is he the quarterback or is he not? Because you can't give.
Right. I'm sorry, and I didn't mean to cut you off, but what that says to me is that they looking to shop around Garoppolo. They looking to shop him around, and that's why we have enough confidence that if we don't have a Garoppolo, we can put Trey Lance as our QB1. But if we can't put him at the QB, or if we can't get rid of Garoppolo, of course we'll start him and we'll put Trey Lance in there to get him some rotations to feel comfortable. Hopefully getting rid of him. I don't know. You don't see a lot of big quarterback moves during the season.
No,
not during the season. No, usually preseason when that happens. But Jimmy G, are we really going to say that's a big quarterback move?
Well, no. I don't mean like a big quarterback move, but that's their starting quarterback at the moment. You know what I mean? So they're giving up on what they know, and you don't see people do that mid-season.
You're not wrong, but you don't see people pick in the top 5 not to start that quarterback either.
You're right. Now that's another. And I said it. I said that's my guy out the gate. That's the one that I say out of all the quarterbacks that came out that last year that has the best season statistically.
Jimmy G?
No, Trey Lance.
Oh, Trey, yeah, as far as rookies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be him and Trevor Lawrence. I don't think that it's going to be anybody else, really.
You want that Trevor Lawrence train too?
I think Justin Fields will have a better season than Trevor Lawrence.
Justin Fields isn't starting.
I think it's possible, but I'm forgetting about Zach. I think Zach may do some things too.
We'll see what happens.
Justin.
As well.
Justin don't got no PT time as a starter coming soon right now.
I think Justin has a better chance of beating Andy Dalton out than Hurts has of beating.
No, sir.
I think you might be tweaking.
Thank you, Jay. Andy, if I had to choose right now between Andy Dalton and Joe Flacco in this current present day, I'm choosing Andy Dalton.
Of course.
Oh, for sure.
Of course. And that's what I'm saying. I still think that Justin Fields has a better chance of beating Andy Dalton out for his starting spot than Justin Fields has of beating Flacco.
You mean Jalen Hurts? But that's not happening. No, that's not the case.
You guys don't think that Justin Fields is going to somehow wiggle his way into starting by midseason? Whether it's injury,
to be honest, injury would be the only thing that puts him there unless they switch to an option system, because that dude is a good 10 and in guy, but anything past 10 yards, and their receivers require more than 10 yards.
Right.
Well, he doesn't have an awful deep ball. That was the only thing that I wasn't upset with him with Ohio State. You're right about the short passes, but if it wasn't a short pass, it was a deep ball that he could throw, and he would dot you every now and again.
Every now and again, yeah, like strong quotation marks on that. But at the end of the day, like we all know he's one of those guys. He's like Lamar Jackson, right? We are more scared of his feet than his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he has shown that his entire career at Ohio State.
I agree.
He couldn't show it in Georgia because he couldn't get there.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when we watch this dude, he's inconsistent once he throws so many deep balls. Like the dude is Ohio State's offense has always been predicated on short passes. And on top of that, one of his issues why he slid in the draft was that tunnel vision. Dude has tunnel vision. He stares down to one receiver, his primary target, and he don't look away. That's a problem in the NFL. These DBs in the NFL will eat you alive if you do that.
Yeah.
So he's got at least a year's worth of learning. before he actually gets a chance to even fight for the spot.
You think? No, I don't think.
Well, he probably
should.
As soon as they drafted Fields, they came out immediately once they got Dalton and was like, he's our guy. Like, Fields is going to learn. Who better to learn from than Andy Dalton, if you want to be honest, as a dual threat quarterback?
No,
he gets the ball out quicker than almost anyone in the league. And yes, he has his injury issues, but at the end of the day, the dude always comes back and he's still the same consistent dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's a good dude to learn from. He's a smart quarterback.
He's not a bad quarterback to learn from.
It's a good quarterback to learn certain things from.
I feel like this. Andy will get the job done, and
he'll try. He'll try
as much as you can in Chicago.
Won't get the job done though, because I'm not gonna act like he didn't have weapons in Dallas that he didn't get the job done with.
Hold on though, because that's a contradiction to last week. Because you guys said, or you said, Cliff, you felt like the players in Dallas, Zeke, had checked out. So if the players have,
I said Zeke did. I said Zeke did.
They all did.
But if your running back is checked out, if you know what I'm saying, like as a QB, can you really rally people to, especially if they were there before you, can you really rally them to a victory?
I feel like there's a reason that they checked out, and I'm not saying it was Andy Dalton, but there was a reason they checked out, because you remember when Amari Cooper came over to Dallas with Dak before Dak got hurt, they was making shit happen. Amari was coming back up in the stats. They was talking about he was a good wide receiver again after he was shit in Oakland.
Mm-hmm. But you know where they checked out in my mind, for real, was that Cleveland game. They almost mounted that comeback in the battle of the two shit defenses. They almost mounted a comeback in a shootout. And then you turn around and you like, damn, we couldn't finish the job. And I think that's where you start to realize, like, we're not getting enough help from the other side of the ball.
No, I'm not gonna act like the defense wasn't definitely a liability, but regardless, Andy Dalton still ran that offense, and he still had the same players that Dak had.
But he don't have the same weaponry Dak had as far as his feet. Dak is very mobile.
Well, no, not as far as his feet, but that's not. We're talking about God now. You know, God can't come down and re-bless you with different abilities. You got them saying, you got your feet, he got his feet.
But you got to remember too,
keep when you come to yourself.
when you come to this part of the game, right? You got a whole game plan set around Dak Prescott, who's not really one of those guys. He's not one of those guys that normally he don't normally get hurt. This isn't a guy that we look at as a guy. He's not the Kyrie Irving of the NFL. You know what I mean? Like, this dude doesn't get hurt like that. So when he does go down, it's like, shit, there goes the offense. Because they
if
do.
Andy Dalton is Mr. Get It Done, then the rest of the team would feel like, it's cool, we got Mr. Get It Done coming in.
But at the same time, I think
you didn't have an all-season starting job. I really do.
You think right?
I think he's going to get the starting job for Chicago. You know, they've been looking for a quarterback. You know, they had Mitchell Trubisky, so you know, this is the upgrade from Mitchell Trubisky throwing the ball at cheerleaders and stuff like that. So
at least he got it there.
I don't know. Right. I think Andy Dalton is just solid in the sense, like, I don't expect him to come in there and bomb. And I don't expect him to have a
he's a passing student.
Tom Brady type year either. But I wouldn't be surprised if, he took them into the playoffs.
Right.
Alone? Like without seeing Justin Fields on the field at all? Just him by himself taking the team?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've seen him do that.
I feel like if he don't, then
I was gonna say, as much as AJ Green get hurt.
Right. That's what I was.
He's just not going to be super amazing. That's the thing with Andy Dalton. He's not going to suck. He's not going to suck it up. I don't think he will. But he ain't going to be
he's ever
amazing.
Sucked it up. I just think that. I think
he's washed.
I don't think he's quite washed.
He's not as washed as
I think
Flacco.
So. That's right. Yeah. Poor Flacco.
But I mean, Flacco got one though. At the end of the day, he's still
right.
twiddling his fingers like this.
He can go sit at
He
that
got
Nick
more than
Foles'
one.
table.
No, he only got one.
He got a ring.
I thought he got.
No, he wasn't there the first time in 02.
Oh, okay. I thought he was there. I didn't think he was. I thought he was there though.
You talking about when Ray and them?
They had Dilfer. That was Dilfer.
Right.
Right.
Well,
Malcolm, speak up.
He said
he got quiet. He's still.
I mean, it's really nothing for Malcolm to say.
Wasn't it Dilfer with
the game, but I went to
the 02 Ravens?
I believe so. I believe you're right.
Yeah, I know he played for them at a point. I'm not sure if it was 02 or not.
I think he was the one that won that first one. Well, really, we all know it was like, that defense still.
Right. That's what won it.
Defense wins championships.
Period.
Offense wins games.
But we'll move on though. What were we talking about? Let's get into the Hall of Fame game. Let's get that out of the way.
We're still calling it. We got like 2 minutes, I guess, at this point.
Right, really. Listen, I'll say this. I understand that it's I don't like the fact that they put the Hall of Fame game on that, because essentially all it is a preseason game.
Right.
And I understand it's also the first game of the year, but that was a very sloppy game.
Well, I think it's a disrespect to call it the Hall of Fame game and put it in preseason when nobody cares.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't understand why they're giving it that title. Just say it. You know what I mean? Like,
it'd be best if they put it like at the back end of the season or something.
I would be cool if it was the first game of the regular season.
That's what I was saying. That's what I had said. Yeah.
Like, to me, because if you make it the first game, that's everybody. Everybody should be healthy,
right?
So you're gonna see the best game that you're gonna see is gonna be that first game of the season.
Is this game? What is this game based off of? This isn't the
preseason,
like the All-Star.
No, this is the game.
No.
That B-Dubs that was on the Cowboys Steelers game.
Preseason. It's a preseason
it's a
game.
Preseason game, but it's before the Hall of Fame induction, so they call it the Hall of Fame.
Oh, they call it the Hall of Fame game.
It's
Gotcha.
really preseason, so it's like your marketing. It's really trash, right? Because for people that aren't football fans but are on that line, for them to tune in thinking it's a Hall of Fame game and that's the product that they receive, that would turn me off. Like, if I didn't love football, I would be like, that what was that game? Like, that looked like a high school game. Like, motherfuckers was missing field goals like 40 yards to the right and shit. The Cowboys,
you don't even get to see most of the star players. Juju didn't play, Zeke didn't play. Like, a lot of starters don't even play. I don't disagree. That's why I think you should just move it to the first game of the regular season.
I think that's
that just
a good
make
idea.
More sense.
That's a good idea. That will put more stakes on it for sure.
Right.
But I will say, I think Haskins looked all right in that game. He did look all right. He kind of impressed me.
He looked like the worst quarterback on their team. Where do you see all right?
I mean, of course, though. But one thing I will say, though, and I will agree with that. But when that quarterback core in Pittsburgh is all right now.
You think so?
Roethlisberger, Rudolph, and Haskins. Yeah, I do think so.
And
you mean as far as if somebody were to get injured?
Right. I think
they're not. Okay.
They have some depth.
Right.
You're not wrong. They're all really solid backups.
Right. I'm not saying that they're A+, like Rudolph and Haskins, or even.
Oh no, we've seen Rudolph in the regular season. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I'm not even saying that, but I'm saying that considering what some people's backups are, considering the Eagles situation. And I'm not even trying to be funny, you know what I mean? I'm just being honest. Like, when you look at a quarterback core like that, and then you look at, like, Jalen Hurts and Justin Flacco, it's like, I know where I'm leaning.
At least we know who our second quarterback is. I know y'all don't know who y'all second. Oh, it's Mariota.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, we
Mariota.
Whoa. They did a poll
and said we
had the best 1 and 2 as far as starter and backup quarterback in the league.
Well, if Mariota's
whose opinion was that? Where was that?
I need an article. I need something, bro.
CBS or NFL.com.
Hey, no way.
They wasn't talking about best quarterbacks. They were talking about best 1 and 2
combo. What handwritten article did you?
I can find it. I'll send it to you.
Because if anything, I would have put Drew Brees last year and Taysom Hill in that conversation. If it's
they were talking about right now.
This upcoming
season. The best 1-2 combo in quarterback spots is Mariota and Carr, and I agree with that. If I'm being honest, I'm not, and you know how much I don't like Carr, but I'm saying to have a backup so good as Mariota is, you don't see that.
I don't know if that's what I would go with there. I mean, that's two guys that are like bona fide backup caliber,
right?
Like,
both of them,
but together. Back to back,
but together
there's something amazing.
They just splash, bro. They
NFL splashing,
bro.
Boy,
that's a lot of flops.
He overthrew Ruggs. I don't know how many times last season.
But at the same time, you got to think. Look, so I've heard y'all talk since I've been listening to y'all show for a little bit, because ever since Cliff put me on to it, I've been going back and seeing what I could see. A lot of hype is put on last season, right? I can't put like what Derek Carr and Henry Ruggs did. They didn't have no time to work out. Henry Ruggs is completely new to the league. Like, it's hard to really put that on Carr. And by no means do I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback.
His resume, I put that on Carr, not just last season.
His resume was solid. Him and Amari Cooper was a really good tandem.
Statistically, if you look at stats, you're like, yeah, why ain't this man ever made the playoffs? Why this? Like, what's going on here?
A lot of people, have that issue.
But
he threw over 4,000 yards last year.
He's had a couple 5,000 yard seasons. I think he had 2.
Why y'all so hard on him?
That's more than a lot of quarterbacks.
I think he had 2, I believe, if I'm being honest. He's not clutch. He's not clutch. He's the guy that will get you right there.
He'll throw the ball out the back of the end zone.
Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. I'm a Bengals fan. I just dealt with Andy Dalton for the last 8 years. Listen, you're not telling me nothing different. Like, there's a certain point where sometimes all you need is a dude who can get you there, and you need that other piece to get you over.
But can Carr get them there?
Roger Dodger back in the building.
Yeah.
Y'all continue.
I don't think Carr can get them there. I mean, not to,
No, I don't think he can get us there.
I don't think
I agree
Carr's
with you on that, Brett.
Carr's been close.
I'm done with him.
And with Josh Jacobs, I think Jacobs is that piece that gets you. Jacobs is the piece that gets you there. Nobody ever looked at the Ravens and was like, damn, you know who's really going to get us to the Super Bowl? Flacco. It was the team that got him there, and he did just enough to keep them in games or be able to win the game.
No, I agree.
And that's what
hold on now. Now, of course, that's the case. Nobody was expecting Flacco to do that. But there were some pieces that the Ravens had that Oakland just doesn't have. Or, I'm sorry, the Raiders don't have. And
you're not wrong.
Well, you're not wrong.
That defense,
still don't have.
Didn't
so
have.
It's like,
we working.
Okay, we're not, you know what I'm saying? No, we weren't expecting Flacco to get us that far, but he had all the right pieces around him. So my thing is the Raiders just don't, he doesn't have all the right pieces around him to make that happen.
No, you're talking about Derek Carr, right?
Yeah, she's referring to Derek Carr. That's why I agree with what she's saying. Y'all don't have enough around him. Josh Jacobs by himself is not going to be able to elevate that offense.
Wait a minute, though.
I'm not done yet, sir. Wait a minute.
Kenyon Drake.
What year? You going back to what?
No.
Continue.
Let him know, Jay.
Continue, Jay.
And then the defense. The defense is what specifically pushed the Ravens to that next level. Y'all were on a verge of actually having that defense, and then y'all blew it the fuck up.
Gruden.
Yeah.
Gruden's the blame for that.
I'm not gonna say he's
Paul Gunther's to blame.
I might go with that pick right there.
Paul Gunther.
I think
that was horrible.
I think Gruden has parts in that, man.
Because Paul Gunther was part of the Bengals. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
The Bengals Brown scandal.
A couple years of that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Carr's awful by no means, but like we've been saying over.
I just want to know I just want to know because Mr. Captain Eagles,
what's up?
He said something earlier about why y'all so hard on Carr. The Oakland fans are hard on Carr, right?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why y'all are hard on Carr. It's not like y'all had a Carson Palmer before Carr. It's not like y'all had a great quarterback or a guy who had the means of being
at
a great
least
quarterback.
Richie Gannon, the Cannon Gannon, got us there.
You know why they're hard on Carr?
Defense got y'all there. Warren Sapp and Charles Woodson got y'all there. Quit playing, bro. Come on, that's disrespectful, bro. Are you serious right now? I'm not even a Raiders fan, and I knew that. Warren Sapp and Charles Wood. Hold on, hold on, Jay.
Okay, let's just say it like this: who's got more trophies?
Hold on, man. It's what have you done lately? What have you done? What have you done lately?
I don't care about what you done lately.
Yeah, that's the world we live in.
If you're talking trophies, let's talk about the Browns then. Let's be real. Like, what are we talking about?
Thank you.
Hold on.
Jay, I needed you to get on.
Spice that up.
I don't know what.
Take
I don't
that.
know.
Pour
Jay,
that
you a
salt
nut,
in the
man.
wall,
I
baby.
don't know what
There's something wrong with
I don't
you,
know
Jay.
what your point is, Jay. But
I'm saying the Browns got more rings than anyone in football history, technically.
Oh, if you do that, yeah.
Well, so what you
mean,
going
like
to
Baltimore
the
Browns?
Ravens too?
Before
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
before they started counting Super Bowls.
Yeah, before the merger.
Yeah.
Pre-merger.
Ain't counting that.
But to go back,
the Jim Brown days.
Right. Basically, that's what
Right.
I'm talking about. But I want to go back to what you guys said, and not like I said, I not to dwell on our particular teams too much, but the reason I think that people are so hard on Carr is because he came out hot. He came out like he was going to get it done.
He talked
like remember, yeah, like his rookie season, he came out hot like, oh, he's one of the top
Quarterbacks.
QBs, yeah, and people were. I remember, like, as a Browns fan, we passed up. We could have had him. I think we drafted Johnny Manziel, and it was just like he was doing his thing. So that's why people were so hard on him, because we seen like some of his best years were his early years.
I don't know. I'm hard on him because
He ain't shit.
he ain't shit.
Cause y'all a hater.
We're not hating.
Listen, y'all hated on Aaron Brooks. Y'all hated on Rich Gannon. Y'all hated on Mariota. You don't remember when Aaron
I
Brooks
just named Rich Gannon, and we've been talking about putting Mariota in since this podcast started. You just talking.
You don't remember Aaron Brooks when he played for the Raiders?
Dodger in the chat. He said, well, first he tried clown. He said, he can learn to be a backup quarterback, laughing emoji. Raiders got the Wonder Twins, 1 and 2 quarterback punch, 3 laughing emojis. Then he said the Raiders and the Cowboys should be banned from Monday Night Football and Thanksgiving Day games and
God, we got one this
4
year.
years consecutively.
I agree, Roger Dodger.
Embarrassing yourselves. You can't talk about teams that haven't won any championships since Different Strokes was on. Listen.
Okay, he know about Different Strokes.
I'm gonna have to take some shots to catch up with you. You spicy this evening.
Man,
I'm too young for Different Strokes. Okay.
Whoa,
I got to watch reruns of it.
I love that show.
I ain't saying nothing.
Look, what you talking about, Willis?
I ain't
It's all right
saying
though.
nothing.
It's all right though, because the meek shall inherit the earth. Roger Dodger. If we ain't had one since way back, then you know what's coming. I just don't know if
y'all don't
car in the backfield.
If y'all got that new stadium, and still don't win one, because you know they're gonna have
odds? I'm sorry, Malcolm. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You just talking shit, talking about the news.
I was getting ready to talk shit too, because you was
Go ahead.
I'm like, I want to know what the odds are. You know what I'm saying? You the numbers guy. What are the odds right now going into the new season that the Raiders win the Super Bowl? I want to know. I need to put $1 down so I can get my million.
Plus
I need to put
$1 million
down so I can get my million.
You know what? That's an interesting question, and I'm glad that you asked that. Let me write that down.
That's $1,000,000.
Yeah, I put my $1 down.
It definitely ain't that, but if I'll put 100 down, because I'm pretty sure it is some wild ass odds on that. Let me write that down so I can.
And you be willing? Hold on. So you're saying that you are willing to bet on Derek Carr and the Raiders Did they beat those odds?
Oh,
Hell yeah! If
I
the
mean-
odds are crazy.
So hold on. So do you or do you not have faith in Carr? Because one moment you're saying you don't have faith, and now you must have faith to
I
put
have
Pick a
faith
100.
in the
side. He's
Raiders.
saying pick
Right.
a
The
side.
But
Raiders.
he
It's
that's
a
what I'm
team
saying.
sport, Malcolm.
But hold on. Who do they always say wins or loses games? The quarterback. That's what they always put it on. They always put it on the quarterback. So I'm saying you're riding with your quarterback.
So am I taking the odds that Carr wins the Super Bowl, or am I taking the odds that the Las Vegas Raiders win the Super Bowl? Do they offer the odds first that Derek Carr wins the Super Bowl? Out. Answer that for me.
I don't know. I can't listen. Probably.
Well, listen, technically we know that they don't. But at the end of the day, if they win that Super Bowl, you're going to have to say Derek Carr and the Raiders won the Super Bowl. So I see both sides of it right now. I really do.
I mean, I'm the kind of nigga, prove me wrong, right? I don't have to like you, right? But you can prove me wrong. At the moment, I'm thinking you're not clutch. You're James Harden. You're James Harden in the playoffs.
I wouldn't even give him that.
Clutch.
Ooh, that's giving him too much.
You're just not clutch. That's what it is. So until the season comes that you show me that you are clutch, or for that matter, can even make the playoffs.
He's more like Ben Simmons in the playoffs.
Who, Derek?
Yeah.
Well, you can't even say that because Ben Simmons has been there.
But he can't shoot.
you know that.
Right. But I mean, listen, go ahead and let Flores up in there. But
I mean, it's his first year being eligible, isn't it?
How long has he been retired?
Him and Woodson been retired
since like 2018, 2016. Was it 2000?
Him and Woodson was the same year they retired.
I don't know why I'm thinking he's been out for a while.
Nah.
Did he retire after he won that
2016,
championship with the
I think.
Broncos, or was it the year after?
Hey Siri.
I believe the year they won.
What year did Peyton Manning retire?
I think it was the year they won too.
16 probably.
Because you got to wait a minute.
He retired after 2016. Right. I was right.
Yeah. So you had to wait 5 years. Boom.
Okay, you right.
He definitely.
Right. Yeah, man, they wasn't about to make that man wait.
Man.
They weren't about to make him or Woodson. You talking about the best in their positions?
About to make that man wait.
Did y'all hear that Tom Brady was joking around?
Seasons. I don't know why I thought it was an extra. He had a season. He could have been. I don't know. All those discount, all those State Farm commercials had me confused. I thought he had been out longer than he had been. But what were you saying about? Tom
Brady made a joke that he had to be at the induction because he wanted to really make sure Peyton Manning was retired so he could.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was pretty funny.
I saw that little tweet.
You think so?
I mean, it was obviously a joke. He knows he's done. He ain't worried about no Peyton Manning. Let's be real. You know what I mean?
Britney Styles P in the verses. You're corny. That shit corny. Right. That shit mad corny, B.
I'm just saying. Wasn't that funny? But it is what it is.
I mean, that's respect.
They duked it out.
Homage. He paid
homage.
Yeah,
they duked it out.
And he didn't have to. Tom Brady definitely didn't have to.
He is Tom Brady.
Right. So I did think that I liked the seeing the tweet.
Right.
It was what do you call? It was
he acknowledged.
It was a stand-up thing to do.
Yeah.
It was a stand-up thing to do. But
Michigan way.
You said what?
Michigan way.
The Michigan way, the stand-up way? Nah, y'all have been.
You heard it right.
You know what?
Shit.
Y'all have been.
There's two Michigan fans here. I see Malcolm up there. He's a Michigan fan too. Okay.
Sure.
We've been plugging y'all with Buckeyes since.
Wow.
You sure you want to go that route?
Wow.
Ooh.
You sure you want to go that route?
I just don't know if they should have called y'all the Wolverines, is all I'm saying.
Look, you can have your little fun with your one-trick pony asses. At the end of the day, we're going to do our thing in other sports as well as football.
I know that's y'all's only bet.
What you going on, basketball right now?
How many
football
national
ain't
championships
it.
y'all got?
You gotta be going with basketball.
Basketball,
right now. That's what you got.
hockey,
All that.
baseball,
You got all
soccer,
that
what
gear.
you want?
Yeah, you got all that gear on for
for
alternative sports. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
that's what you get.
Alternative, just because you a one-trick pony, I get it. Oh, you an Ohio State fan too. I see you. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm just saying it can't be because of football. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, what's the overall record? What's the overall record?
Man, come on, we ain't about to go. I know you mentioned it before talking about the Browns and the Super Bowl. We ain't going back 40
the series
years from
between
now
the two
when nobody was alive.
How many national championships? Just checking.
No. Let's go by most recent, most decent. Like, let's go by the
y'all
recent.
got 2 to R1 championships. What you mean?
What are you talking about? I'm talking about matchups.
Oh, matchups. So we going 20 years, 30 years. What we looking at?
Let's just do the last 10. Let's just do the last 10.
Patriots.
Last 10 they undefeated.
Who?
I mean, I'm gonna be. You know what? I'm happy. I'm happy you're here. I want to talk to somebody that is I want to talk to somebody that's a sports fan and that is a diehard Michigan fan. What is the deal? Break down what is the deal with Harbaugh?
So Harbaugh came in supposed to be the savior of the dynasty, right?
I think it was more recruitment.
He was supposed to be not well. You got to think, you bring in a name like Harbaugh, you're going to get the fucking recruits. That's a hands down.
Right. That's what I thought that was for.
And you're already Michigan, so that helps.
You got to look. Brady Hoke was bringing in nasty recruits too. Brady Hoke was no slouch with the recruit.
No, I will agree with that.
They need to fire Harbaugh.
He might have did better.
I disagree.
Athletic director.
I disagree.
But that's my thing. You disagree on Harbaugh being fired?
Listen.
I want to hear
the way that I look at it right now, he was brought in to do 3 things: bring Michigan back to national prominence, right? Which he's done. Beat the rivals, including Ohio State. And he hasn't done that. He
has a terrible record against.
That's what I was going to say.
He hasn't done that yet.
He hasn't done that.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't done that with Ohio State. So. You look, we got a winning record against, now that Harbaugh's been there, ever since fucking Notre Dame backed out like a bunch of hoes. Now they got their 1 game back with us last year. We beat them. That's another winning record against a rival. We got back at Michigan State a couple times. We got the Minnesota rivalry back as well. So now we just focusing on them damn gold pants. To be honest with you, we're not recruiting at a level. We're not recruiting the same style of players to match up with the SEC teams, which, let's be real, Ohio State is just another SEC team outside of the conference. They use all. You might be
giving them way more credit than.
Shit, I don't know about that.
I don't think the Bucks can mess with this segment. But listen, this is my thing. I think Harbaugh is turning Michigan fans into losers, and the reason why I'm saying that is because. You just mentioned a few things, but let's be real. I don't feel like over the course of his years there, which is too many in my opinion, that he is bettering the program. I really don't. Like, you guys' legacy is going downhill with him. And a major thing, like I said, Ohio State, we may lose some seasons, et cetera, but at the end of the day, man, they would never let a coach sit there as long as they let Harbaugh sit there and lose to Michigan. They're not going to let that happen.
We lost a lot of games we shouldn't have lost.
Roger Dodger says, stop
hold on.
The comparing to the Celtics and the Lakers. They're comparable. The Ohio State and Michigan seems like Cowboys fans. Michigan needs to dump Harbaugh. SEC will always be the dominant conference. Listen, I don't know.
Tell him he need to sit down. So dominant conference as far as what? Y'all the new Big 12. Y'all don't play no defense. Y'all just got high scoring, high powered offenses.
We play defense.
Man.
Listen,
Big 12. What?
I've been kind of.
They the new big. The SEC is the new Big 12. I ain't joking. Look at their defensive rankings last year. Not a single one in the top 10. Not a single defense in the SEC in the top 10. Not even them. Figure that out.
Well, I mean, them is all. Well, not all of them, but Bama definitely. They are offensive powerhouse. They don't really.
Last year, but they used to be a defensive powerhouse. Remember how many players they used to put in year in and year out?
Early 2000s.
Hell no, I'm talking about the early 2010s. Back when they was dropping guys like Drake Kirkpatrick and like all of them, that whole front 7U.
Yeah, nah. But everything's changed in the past, 4? I've been more impressed with the ACC, especially when it comes to like defense and shit.
I mean, I'm not willing to disagree with you on that.
Especially when it
comes like the ACC. I like what the ACC been doing as far as defense and the rise of some of the. You get Florida State hopefully making the comeback. They've been coming back for like 3 years now, but can't seem to ever get to that point.
As far as defense, I think it goes to in my opinion, it goes to the ACC.
I think you out your mind if you're not looking at the Big Ten, man.
All I'm saying is the Michigan Wolverines in football were relevant when Lloyd Carr was still there.
Facts.
We were giving Ohio State a run for their money almost every time with Lloyd Carr not winning games. Ever since they got rid of Lloyd Carr, they couldn't agree. Basically, they did Lloyd Carr the way the Chicago Bulls did Phil Jackson. Where upper management didn't want Lloyd Carr there, fired Lloyd Carr. Ever since then, we can't find our way. Bring Harbaugh's punk ass back who played for us, which was a decent or average quarterback when he played for us, let alone as a coach. NFL, he was all right. NCAA so far, bro, you trash. What I'm saying is, Jay, I don't like somebody to talk. Bro, when you talk every year,
he's trash. As a college coach, he's trash.
As a college coach, he's trash. You talking about
Stanford?
Jay, listen,
Stanford or just Michigan?
If you
listen, as a college coach, he's trash because you gotta go by. You gotta go by. You can't go by your record. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't. My fault. I don't know how many games, but I'm just throwing it out here. If you go 10-4 in college, it ain't the same as going 10-4 in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So you can't go by his record. You got to go by what he's gotten done. He's not getting the job done at the end of the day.
I mean, Harbaugh ran Pete Carroll out of the Pac-12, finally brought Stanford to a win and back to prominence nationally. Like, if you just looking at his Michigan days, then
you know what?
I'm thinking Michigan days because we're talking how long Harbaugh been there. He's pushing on what?
Well, hold on, Brady. You know what Pete Carroll can at least. Hold on. You know what Pete Carroll can at least say, Jay. Pete Carroll can say this: I've won a championship in collegiate. I've won a championship in NFL. Harbaugh hasn't even done either or. He did decent in the NFL. Yeah, he did decent. But bro, Jay, here's my thing. When you go out and tell every year, and it pisses me off, we're going to beat Ohio State. We're going to go to the championship. We're going to win. And then we not only lose, but we suck usually. Let's keep it all the way real, bro. That shit is disheartening.
Harbaugh's been blown out, 3 out of the 6 times? No, 2 out of the 6 times, right?
Yeah.
So 2 out of the 6 times that he's played against Ohio State, he's been blown out. Other than that, I mean, we had the 42-41 game.
Right.
A couple of them. The one that went into overtime and, the call, the first down. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Facts. So there's a certain point where you can't say that it's not competitive. We've had some really exciting games, even under
No. We didn't say that he wasn't having competitive games. That's why I said he's turning Michigan fans into losers. You are okay with the we lost by 1 point. We took it into overtime. Like, no, y'all gotta win the games. At the end of the day, y'all gotta win the games. And y'all can't be I feel like he gotta go because he's not winning the games that he needs to win. I don't care how close it is. And like I said, if he was at Ohio State, they would have got him up through. You gotta go. You gotta go, buddy.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm with it, but at the same time, I don't know. Who else you gonna go get? That's my biggest question right now. You fire
anybody at this point? I mean, hell, shit. Go get shit. Tell Pete Carroll come on back before he retires.
I don't know, man. Somebody with a winning spirit. Go get Mark Jackson. I'm trying to think. Somebody.
Call up Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy got a job.
He might be. Listen, he needs to go ahead and get back to coaching and do what he does.
It don't matter anyway. Fuck Michigan. Boo Jay for wearing it. Boo.
No, Jay, I'm not booing you for repping your team. You repping your team.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hey, I respect you repping your team, but they suck, and the Eagles do too.
USC hasn't done anything, Michael.
I see a trend today, Mike. I see a trend today. What you think?
Yes, I do too.
We ain't going
representing losing
right,
teams.
Cliff.
Yes.
They ain't even worth. Cliff, they ain't even worth talking about. Reggie Bush still crying too. Hey, Reggie.
Y'all can't say that.
What?
Reggie.
I got on my hit the showers gear today. I ain't even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. But we'll move on. I want to talk about this Josh Allen extension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about it for a couple reasons. 6-year, $250 million. What was it? 150 guarantee?
Yeah, 150 guarantee. Yep.
Something ridiculous.
It
really ain't though.
It's not that.
I don't think
it ain't at all.
No, it's not.
More than any of us, yeah.
But you can't look at it like that.
You know, it's a come up. I know that much.
It ain't a come up. He putting his body on the line every day.
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
He
Even
got CTE.
He
ain't injured.
Hopping around his shoulders like them little dancing devils.
And you bring up a good point. You bring up a good point that I want to get into. We gonna get into it after this. So he got that contract, of course. So now, of course, Lamar Jackson and Baker Mayfield are next up.
They say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it ain't no they say. It's facts. They up for
That's speculation.
For they contracts extensions.
Okay.
Now the question is, what was you about to say, Britt?
No, I'm listening.
The question is, do you think that they get anything close to that amount or more?
Fuck no.
Lamar should.
Lamar should. Baker.
Right.
Lamar has an argument for it, but not. I don't know, man.
So
I think he's worth a better deal. This is Josh Allen's third year?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going into his fourth.
Okay.
I feel like Lamar deserves what Josh Allen got, maybe a little bit more. Me personally, we talked about this last week. I would take Lamar. I'd build a team around Lamar at this point. So based off of his track record, I mean, he hasn't disappointed yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he hasn't hit the end. He hasn't, hit the ultimate goal. But to me, I feel like he's operating at a high level, and he's doing it consistently.
Now, here's my thing. I can see how they could argue giving him less.
In what way, though?
Cliff ain't been a fan of Lamar Jackson.
What would the argument be? I need to know where he deserves less.
Just from the standpoint of
numbers.
Not even that.
Stats.
Not even that. I mean, I'm just saying from a standpoint of what you mean to your team specifically. When we look at the Bills, it's been a long time coming since they've been relevant whatsoever.
Right.
But let's be honest, though. And I actually think you're saying like what you mean to your team specifically. Who means more to their team, Lamar or Allen? Because who does?
I would think Allen.
I mean, I can see both.
What's the argument behind that? Because I'll give you my argument, but I want to hear what you guys have to say.
Who have the Bills had since they've had Allen? Doug Flutie, and even
Ryan
then,
Fitzpatrick.
and even then, they didn't get nothing done. You feel what I'm saying? I think they got done one time with Flutie. Didn't Flutie get one?
You're basing this off of previously.
I'm just saying, like,
were able to get.
Right, when you think about your team standpoint.
When's the last? When they got Josh Allen, I think what he's going off of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cliff, but at this point, it's now like, we got that dude. Like, now you're looking at a guy who you believe that can get you to the promised land that you haven't been to in years,
and
decades.
You can't give it up. I can't give that up.
Because let's be real, Buffalo's not a place that people want to go.
Right.
Stephon Diggs.
But on the flip side of that, I look at it like, okay, if I remove this player from the game, how much can my team get done? So that's how I'm looking at it. And to me, if you remove Lamar from the Ravens will get less done than if you remove Allen.
No,
so that's why I say that again. I could not hear you.
What'd you say?
they won games without Lamar during the COVID year. Wasn't he out for like 3 games?
Okay, so you're gonna base that off of 2 or 3 games?
Because I don't remember. I think so.
Yeah, he got. They him and like a bunch of other people got hit with COVID. But one of the games they played against the Steelers because they got hit with a bunch of people too.
I don't remember necessarily them being out.
Hearing about the Steelers.
I don't remember them being out. I don't remember him being out 3 games. I'll have to go back and check.
Yeah,
I don't remember him being out 3 games. But the point that I was making was there's a huge drop off. I mean, there's a huge drop off with both of them. That's why they deserve to be paid. But to me, I feel like the drop off is greater with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. So I'm not basing it off of what came previously. We seen the Ravens get it done. We talked about it earlier. I'm talking about what's going on right now. And if we base it off of what's going on right now, and if we base it off of what they've done their years in the NFL, as far as like where they've taken their team, you cannot say that Lamar Jackson doesn't deserve to get paid as much, if not more, than Josh Allen.
No, I agree based off of skill, but when it comes to teams, I think of it beyond just. I'm thinking about it like
desperation, almost.
Exactly.
Can't afford to.
So let's put it like this: if both teams lost, like you said, if both of them lost, and we trying to see who can get it done without their stars, Allen and Jackson. All I'm saying is the Ravens. Staff, front office, all them have their jobs a little longer than the Bills do.
That's a fact.
You're saying that say that again? You said that they have their jobs a little longer.
They're keeping their job. Like if worst case scenario happened and both of them lost they squad, they number 1 quarterback, and they had to go at it by themselves, and both of them had losing seasons. The front office in Baltimore is keeping their jobs longer than the front office in Buffalo. Because Buffalo, what I'm saying is Buffalo doesn't get wins. They haven't gotten wins until Josh Allen. Facts. So if Josh Allen is gone, they're rotating that shit. They're shuffling cards when it comes to putting new people in and out of that motherfucker. Now, Ravens on the other hand, they can even make pleas. Like, I've been here for 10 years. We just got one with Flacco. But that's still something to say. That's on my resume. There's nothing to say for the Bills. The Bills, if they lose that man, there's nowhere to go. Where is the Bills going?
I get it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I hope he gets more. I would love for him to get more.
The only thing that I have, we've watched this happen over and over again, where you get a guy like Lamar Jack, who, like I made a comment about it earlier, he's deadlier on his feet than he is with his arm. Not that he can't throw, that's still a question for him.
Right.
So when you look at a guy like that, do you really want to put 6 years on a guy who might turn around and get RG3?
Well,
you know what I mean?
Wait, what'd you say? Say that again.
No, because I don't put them two dudes as the same. Lamar Jackson and RG3. I don't.
Oh, why not?
They look similar, but
you said why not? I mean, look at time. I mean,
I'm not comparing them. I'm saying if he gets hurt, because when he takes those options, him and JK have a wicked option system, right? There are designed quarterback runs for Lamar Jackson, just like they were for RG3.
That's all they did for the first half of the conference finals last year. That motherfucker didn't throw one pass whole first half. I think he threw one. Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson wasn't in the conference finals
last year.
No, you mean the year prior?
This was just this past year.
I don't remember. Lamar Jackson didn't make the AFC Championship.
It was
it was Buffalo and Kansas City.
Did they knock him out before that?
It was Buffalo. And Tennessee, wasn't it?
Kansas City.
Kansas City.
It wasn't Kansas City that knocked them out.
Kansas City, I'm saying Kansas City and Buffalo was in the AFC Championship.
Right. Yep.
I can't remember who knocked them out, but that's who was in the championship.
I believe the Titans. I believe the Titans. I thought it was the Titans knocked them out 2 years ago.
They got their revenge on Tennessee.
It might have been Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Buffalo. But regardless, they did.
Yeah, 17-3.
He didn't pass the ball two times the whole first half of the game.
If you lose Josh Allen.
But I mean, if they had a strategy and if that strategy works, you know what I'm saying, for that particular team,
It wasn't working then.
That's what he's saying.
Man, did you see the game though? My thing is like, he's dynamic. That's my thing. That's why I roll with him. He's dynamic.
No doubt.
He can make stuff happen. So it's like, okay, you're not the best thrower. You know what I'm saying? Like, technically, you're not the best person to pass the ball, but you make things happen. So that's why I personally would build my team around him. And I feel like there's some things that just cannot be put into stats. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he has that thing. Like, okay, well, yeah. So, I mean, the best game, if you guys go back and look at it, it's probably the best game of the year. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Browns fan, but when the Ravens played the Browns,
that was a shootout.
That game was crazy.
That was a shootout.
And you can't say that he wasn't throwing the ball. He was throwing the ball. He was making all the right decisions at the right time. So to me, seeing that's something that I can run with. And that's not something that is going to be easy to find in a draft. And with that being said, we're just going back to the money aspect of things. With that being said, if I'm him, knowing that I'm taking you guys on a playoff run or we're getting into the playoffs every year, I deserve my money.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And that's what Josh Allen's case was too.
Right.
But Josh Allen has gotten them further than Lamar Jackson has gotten.
And I think, and because they haven't gone for so long, that's why I'm feeling like his case is stronger to be like, I really need pay.
Lamar Jackson's market value is higher than what's his name's market value, right?
Josh Allen.
So than Josh Allen's market value. So Lamar Jackson, according to the market, is worth more for sure. I think it's like $2 million more and a year. So if you go based off of that, but my question, what I was saying earlier was, if something happens where it's history in the NFL, name a running quarterback who hasn't been hurt and changed their career dramatically.
Well, I mean, to play devil's advocate here, a lot of quarterbacks get hurt at some point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen them get hurt, some worse than others. So to me, your guy, Derek Carr, not to go back to the Raiders stuff, we talked about him a lot, but once he got hurt, he came back different. To me, just my opinion, a little bit more scarier. You know what I'm saying? Not as free, not as willing to, let loose like he was before, because he, in the back of his head, is like, damn, I'm not trying to get hit like that again. So it can change injury for Josh Allen, if he, depending on how he gets hit and how he takes it, can change the whole trajectory of where he's headed.
You're not wrong, but my point there is, he's not a run first quarterback.
Right. Which I understand.
He runs a lot, though.
That's what I'm saying.
He does run a
lot more, but
Lamar won an MVP on his legs, not his arm.
Well, let me put it like this. Whenever Josh Allen does run, he lowers his head and shoulder. He doesn't slide in
no, he does not.
Extra yards.
You're not wrong.
Like Tebow did in Florida.
He runs like he's a 3-year guy out of college. That's what he runs like.
And Josh Allen ain't too far behind. He does like to take off now.
He does, but he ain't never busted 1,000 yards in a season.
He's good for a score game. He's good for a run and score game, which is true. They're different quarterbacks, but my thing is, who's to say like that injury that you're throwing out there that could change Lamar? And you're basically saying, what if he does get injured by running, he's going to have to lean on his throwing.
And
Lamar to me, Lamar's crazy enough, not crazy enough, but Lamar's brave enough to come back and be like, I'm still going to run.
You're not wrong. So was Michael.
I feel like he's that type of guy. I feel like he's that type of guy.
Roger Dodger in the chat, he said, in Buffalo still ain't a place that anyone wants to go. Laughing emoji, of course that. He said RG3 is a lot smaller body than Lamar Jackson. He can take more.
I'm not saying he's not. That's the only, when I said he could get RG3. Yeah, but not
no, I get what you're saying, Jay, because most of the running quarterbacks have to change their game at some point because they just can't. I mean, you can look at Russell Wilson. You can look at Cam Newton. These people came into the game running the ball.
Couldn't change his game.
He did
Russell
change his
Wilson
game.
was one of the nastiest pocket guys.
He did change his game.
He just happened to be a slightly dual threat.
Cam Newton didn't change his game.
He absolutely changed his game. When you play Cam Newton now, there's no threat of him running. When you play Cam Newton, when he came in,
Belichick.
Even before he left, when he was with the Panthers, he stopped running the ball because to lessen his chance of getting injured. He's a big guy. He's like 6'6". He's out there running. People's popping his legs. Like people stopped running him up.
But he's another one. He's another one where I feel like Jay was talking about with Justin Fields, where it's like you're not consistent enough to be anything but that dual threat. And now that you're not a dual threat, you're no longer too much of a threat. And that's why he's getting bounced around.
If you take out Lamar Jackson's legs, right?
He's not a threat.
We're talking about a guy who in his career so far, the highest he's done was 3,100 yards. 31. That's not like if you take out that other part of his.
I get it, but that is a part of his game. So I don't even feel comfortable talking about let's take it out. Let's being like, oh, if so and so didn't have laser abilities.
But that's why you wouldn't have him on a 6-year deal.
I didn't say I would sign him to a 6-year deal. I didn't say how many years now.
The conversation originally was I would give him the same money, if not more, than what he's getting now. The only way to do that is give him a long deal.
No, not necessarily. You could give him a 3 in
you wouldn't give him a 4-year deal?
I would give him 4,150.
Whoa. Yeah, so what's the name got what? Josh Allen got what?
258.
258 for 6 years?
No,
I wouldn't do.
Now if you was to give Lamar 135, you would still have a better contract than Josh.
But I would go 4,150. I would go 4,150 because if he's as good as y'all telling me he is right now, what the market value dictates he is, I'm more than comfortable giving him that. Like there's a certain point where you're going to have those added bonuses too. And then come that last year of the contract, maybe you get 3 years and then 4th year on a player option. And we could talk about that 4th year once that time comes.
So what's guaranteed out of that 150?
You have to give him at least like 75 at least.
I'll be solid.
What you giving him, Jay?
100.
You give him 75?
You give him the whole 100?
I'll probably give him 100. He's a solid. I'm not taking away from Lamar Jack. I like Lamar Jack, but at the end of the day, he has a
bigger option.
I give him at least 90. At least 90.
Yeah. My thing is this. Okay, I got a question. I just wanted to throw it out here. I don't know if I said it before because I was thinking about it when you guys were talking. So Josh Allen gets this deal for the 250, right? It's 250, 150 guaranteed over 6 years?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Do we see a decline in his stats?
Hopefully not.
No, I don't think so.
Because we've seen, and he's getting 150 guaranteed. So 150 guaranteed is a lot of money. So, and we've seen it a million times. And I'm sure previous years, we would be like, nah, he's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. Do we see a decline in his stats based off of the fact that he has 150 guaranteed? He's going into his 4th year. So, things aren't new to him. So maybe that excitement is not there like it was before. Do we see a decline in his stats?
I don't think so. I don't think so because he got a taste of it. You know what I mean? Yeah. He got a taste of it, and he didn't have to lose. And I said it. If Buffalo went up against Buccaneers over what's the name, that would have been a lot tougher game for Tom Brady and them Buccaneers. The Chiefs was down. They was giving easy rushes all day long. They was putting linebackers on the offensive line. They didn't know what to do. You put them Buffalo Bills out there, and as much as I hate talking about them like that because that's White Mike's team, they would have gave them a lot more hell than them Kansas City Chiefs would have, and that's facts.
I agree.
And I'm not saying normally,
I wanted those
in that
Bills.
situation, that would have happened.
It should have been Bills versus Browns. I felt confident. I'm like, we
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen, hold on. I felt so confident. I'm like, listen, if we make it through, if we beat Kansas City, we get to the Bills. I felt so confident we would have beat them. And I don't even know why. I'm not saying it like they're not a tough team. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it like they're not a tough team. But I just felt like we could have beat them. I felt like the matchup would have been better. I felt like we would have been able to beat them in some way. That's just a, that there's no fact behind that. I got to give my disclaimer. There's no fact. Of course, I have no proof. That was just my feeling. Like, oh my goodness, if we get past this game, we get to those Bills, we going to the Super Bowl. I don't know what's going to happen in the Super Bowl, but we going to beat the Bills.
Last thing, and then we'll move on. It's a couple fights coming up that I just want to touch on before we wrap up. But before we get to those, I want to first say, I'm going to throw my hands up and say I was wrong. I was wrong. Team USA pulled it out. They got the gold.
They got the gold.
Team USA, they pulled it out. They got the gold.
They did.
I'm happy they did. I'm happy they did, but I'm just saying the way that they started that season out, I did not see them getting gold.
You know what, though? That's why I feel like sometimes we get caught up in the media outlets. The media outlets are literally pushing it out to us. They kind of warping our brain. They're bashing them. They're getting tore up, which they were. But you also got to look at it like this, too. They are coming off of their season, right? Yeah. Probably a little tired. These games don't matter. So, they're not going to give 100% effort. Does that mean we don't have the talent to get gold? Absolutely not. And I think we just got caught up in the media hype of, damn, they getting blown out. They was probably just resting a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Not even just that. You had some of the players that were still in the finals during some of those games.
Right.
Right.
A couple, 3.
And I guarantee you when Chris Middleton and Holiday played their first game, I'm sure they didn't go full throttle. I'm sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is just like, you got people coming in at different times. Some people they didn't even make it to the playoffs. So, they was already practicing, et cetera. But my thing is like this, like, you're going to need a little moment to just like recalibrate and shift your mind from NBA to Olympics. And I feel like those things are not taken into consideration. And maybe we just got caught up with the media hype because, we were all dogging them and,
And let's be honest, it's a different game. You know what I mean? Like basketball, the NBA today, they got them touch fouls. You get them little petty ass fouls, that dumb shit. And FIBA, you don't get that. You got to play ball. Like you don't get that little shit no more. Like they play fouls out though. They play grown man ball more than the NBA does.
No, you are right. You are right about that. You are definitely right about that. But my whole thing about it, regardless, is like straighten up. Like straighten the fuck up.
What you mean?
Like you got
don't lose no games.
You got Team USA's first loss since 2004. Like straighten the fuck up.
It was looking scary.
Like straighten the fuck up. Like I don't care if you don't have LeBron. You got some great fucking players on that team.
You know what it was? We ain't have Melo. Melo's king of the Olympics. I'm telling you. No, Carmelo.
Melo may be Mount Olympus out there.
So are you saying that the Lakers are winning for sure? Then is that what you're saying, Jay?
No, we talking about Olympics. He's talking about the Olympics.
Olympic Melo is a different.
But that's
dude.
his game, though. Now that you think about it,
yeah,
that European game is his game.
That's his shit.
That makes a lot of sense, though.
Olympic Melo is a different dude. Like that dude is that. He a legend.
Buddy Melo.
Well, we had KD.
Facts.
No,
we had KD.
KD. I mean,
KD been there before too.
They put it on his back. They was passing him the ball like
they did.
But he was supposed to. He was supposed to, and I'm happy that they did because I feel like that's going to give him the feel of not saying that he didn't or he hasn't. This is an argument that we need to bring up one day because I'm all for it. But KD. does not carry teams. We haven't seen him carry a team far. And what I mean by that is, Kevin Durant. Right. What I mean by that is, like, for example, if he would have made it to the finals this year, that would have been a perfect example of I carried my team. We had injuries here, we had injuries there.
You could say that.
I mean, don't
feel like if they
KD stepped in the latter half of the season, but beforehand it was all Kyrie. They both was sitting out half of the season. KD and Harden was on the bench half of that shit, and Kyrie was out there with Joe Harris doing his thing. Then at the end of the season, Kyrie started being like, I need mental health, which I understand when you put everybody in your backpack like they fucking children and walk them to the playoffs, and then they hop in and like, okay, we got it from here, and really don't. Kyrie like, I really need a mental health day. These motherfuckers, boy.
So you're giving Kyrie a pass, but not Kevin Love.
The Nets were so injured this year. It would be like, oh, Kyrie, no, I'm out 2 weeks. All right. and then hard on my back, man. I got to sit out my 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They was literally all over the place. But at the end of the day, once you get into the playoffs, it's a whole different ballgame. So my thing is, who was leading the team in the playoffs? KD was leading the team in the playoffs.
No, you're right.
And at the
I think that was always not to
design. But not to be funny, if they're all healthy, KD is the best player on the team. I love Kyrie; he's amazing. But KD is the best player on the team, and whoever is the best player on the team, that is who is in the media's eyes, in the public's eye, that's who is the leader of that team. So KD is leading that team. But my point is, KD, unlike my man LeBron, has never had to put a team on his back and deliver. So this would have been the perfect opportunity for him to do so. However,
they still would have hated on him though.
I mean, there's always going to be haters, but at the
I would have been one of them if I'm being honest.
There would be nothing that you could say.
Couldn't say that you put the team on your back.
If he put the Nets on his back and went to the finals, how can you not say that with all those injuries?
That's what I'm saying. In the playoffs,
who was injured in the?
Kyrie wasn't playing. James Harden, even though he was on the court, was still injured. He could barely run up and down the court. He was just out there, you know what I'm saying, as a disguise, like, damn, we can't just leave him open. That is still James Harden, but he was a shell of himself. So to me, KD had to put that team on his back, and he did. When they went up against the Bucks, that team was on his back. But you know what I'm saying? It just so happened that they didn't win. But what I was originally trying to say was he had to put the Olympic team on his back.
Right.
He technically, for the NBA, unfortunately, I shouldn't say technically, unfortunately, NBA wise, you don't really get no credit for putting the Olympic team on your back when we're talking about, you know what I'm saying, you carrying a team. However, I hope it translates to the Nets, what he had to do this summer, and further, you know what I'm saying, pushes him into greatness and shows the world like, hey, I can carry a team. Because when people bring up KD's legacy, that's the biggest thing that he has to face.
Wait. I feel like, now listen, I'm not even gonna give a disclaimer. I'm not gonna give a disclaimer. I said I fucks with KD, but I feel like we're giving him too much. We're giving him too much.
You guys chime in because I'm curious.
Well, first we're talking about the Olympics, right? We're talking about
that was the original top.
We're talking about 8 games. We're talking about 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
KD has never, like you said, never put a team on his back because he can't last the whole season.
That's not true.
Talk about LeBron. No,
he just started when he was with the Warriors. Look, KD was not getting injured like that.
Well, listen, look at the team that you're playing against. That's not even like you're playing. The Warriors have a style like that circus basketball where you're shooting with the net on the side. Like you don't have to play basketball.
I mean, what about when he was with OKC?
But I'm just saying he's not an injury-prone player. That was what I was saying.
In OKC, you had your garbage man in Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Russell Westbrook is my man to do all the dirty work, and then I'll hit the shots I need to hit.
Ooh, I don't know if I agree with that, Roger.
No, I don't agree.
I don't agree at all either. Like,
I don't agree. No.
Like, what are we talking about with Russell Westbrook?
I think that was some of his best ball before he started hitting his triple doubles.
Hey,
yeah, it was.
Hey, Roger Dodger in the chat said, FYI, MJ would have had 8 or 9 championships compared to LeBron during the era LeBron plays in. No, I don't agree on that.
Roger Dodger.
I don't disagree. I'm not going to disagree or agree with it. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I think I'm with Jay on that.
That's a whole. Hey, Roger Dodger, tell him to tune in. We're going to have to work something out where we have that. We need to have that great talk. We need to have that LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan talk one day. So, you know, that's a future conversation. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be said. It has to be done.
Send me your info and we'll get you involved in that conversation, so you don't gotta get arthritis in your fingers typing it out all day.
He seems to be good with the fingers, so we got.
But to go back to you, Cliff, I was saying that KD's legacy, I don't even want to say is being tarnished, but we would like to see him, you know what I'm saying, the public would like to see him carry a team to the finals.
It's too late.
But
absolutely not.
It's too late. It's too late.
Absolutely not.
You're not going to see KD carry a team to the finals.
But I don't know why we even need to see it. His legacy's fine. LeBron's legacy's fine. Everybody's legacy is fine. Like, he's the bona fide one of the best scorers we've ever seen in the history of the NBA.
No, I think
hold on. We got to see it because if you get on TV, hold on. We got to see it because of this. If you get on TV and you say, I'm the greatest player in the game right now, you can't just make that argument because you've hopped on a team or two with some of the greatest players in the league. Like, if you make that statement, I don't remember
him ever doing that.
He definitely when the Warriors won the championship, and I have to go back and find the clip, he says that he's the greatest player alive, like he's the greatest player in the league. He made that statement, which is a great claim. If I'm him, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, hype myself up. But I mean, me personally, I took it as a jab at LeBron James. Like, he's basically saying, like, I'm better than LeBron James without saying LeBron James' name. Now, he made a statement. He might have been
making fun of it because of LeBron's comment.
I think he was serious. I think that KD sees himself as the greatest player in the league.
And I think
which is fine. I just feel like you got to prove that you're the greatest player in the league.
Resilience, the only reason why durability, all of that factors into being great. And when you talk about LeBron putting the team on his back, that's completely different than KD putting the team on his back.
But
it's not different in the sense of, like, if you can do it, do it. We've seen LeBron do it. No questions about it. My thing is just like, we have not seen KD do it. We've never seen him take a team to the final.
He can't, and I'm not saying
I ain't gonna say he can't. I'm not gonna say he can't. It just hasn't happened yet.
God did not bless him with the body to be able to do that. God blessed him with the skill. He did not bless him with the body. Now, LeBron is a very sturdy dude. That's why you can see him play on little nagging injuries, and he'll be all right. He won't look like James Harden limping up and down the court. He'll still get you some points. You can't do that with KD. If KD plays on a nagging injury, you lose KD for the rest of the season if something else happens. And we've seen it 2 times already.
No. We have seen KD get injured bad 1 time.
2 times already. He missed all of the Golden State season, right? Didn't he get hurt and miss a whole Golden State season?
No, he didn't miss a whole Golden State season. He never missed a whole Golden State season. He got injured in Golden State. It carried on over to the Nets.
Yeah, I remember that.
He re-injured himself in the playoffs, in the finals.
How long did he miss with Golden State?
He had no, he came back during the playoffs. He got injured during the playoffs. Yes, he did. He came in. Same thing like what AD did. He was injured with Golden State, right? It's the playoffs. Of course, they want their stars to play. He comes back to play during the playoffs and immediately within like the first quarter gets injured. Like he basically like re-injured his Achilles. I think it was.
AD and Kevin Durant.
I'm not. Listen, I'm telling you what happened. he re-injured. He wasn't fully healed, and he went out there and played. And he basically messed up I think it was his Achilles even more. When he did that, he had to sit out. He had to sit out his first year with the Nets. That's what we're seeing now. He was sitting out because of the injury with the Warriors. But he was hurt
before that.
No, he wasn't. He has not had a major injury except for when he was with the Warriors. He's not an injury-prone player. He's not Kyrie Irving. He's not an injury-prone player. Right. We've never seen KD sit out that long until he got with the Warriors. We never seen him sit out. Not that long. I believe that. He's not an injury. His injury lasts so long because he didn't properly heal and he tried to come back early and he shouldn't have.
Right.
And that's the only reason it lasted as long as he did. But he's not an injury-prone player. So you can't say that he doesn't have the body of LeBron. He's not.
I didn't say he didn't have the body of LeBron. You were saying like the body to take you through a whole season, and he doesn't.
Oh, he definitely does. He does. He has not missed the whole. Listen. This is the only time frame that we've seen him miss so much basketball.
So you trying to tell me he Tristan Thompson? Like he just not missing games? No, he misses games. He sits out of games even when he's not injured. Yes, but he misses games.
No. I'm not saying that he doesn't miss games. Everybody misses games. What I'm saying is he's not injury prone.
I think he is, man.
We just seen an extra long injury, and it's confusing people because it crossed over seasons.
Well, like you may be right. That may be exactly what's going on here. But like you said, you want to see KD put a team
carry a team. Yeah, absolutely. To get the greatest, for me to put you with the greatest, you gotta put a team in your back.
And that's what I'm saying. You will not see it. Maybe in the Olympics because it's only 8 games. But you will not see KD go through a long stretch where he just got the team on his back. KD is AD. And we had this conversation back a while ago too, Mal. I'm not saying skill-wise. I'm saying when you have a player like that on your team, you sit that motherfucker till late in the season.
Right.
Then you bring him out because he's not going to make it through the whole. You can't just start him out in the season because he's not going to make it through it.
Right.
AD and KD are in the same boat when it comes to that. You can't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. AD is injured. AD is an injury-prone player. Listen, he is always out. But besides KD getting injured with the Warriors, you cannot name a time where he sat out for an extended period of time. You cannot.
Well, I'm saying don't. I'm just saying you're never going to be able to name a time he puts a team on his back.
Listen, this season is quite possible.
This upcoming season?
Yeah, anything. I feel like anything is possible.
Listen, this will be his best shot too, because let's be honest, Father Time's creeping up on his ankles as well.
Yeah.
And when you're built like that, you would imagine that he would be less.
And wait, you and him probably weigh the same.
I doubt it.
He tall and lanky. That man we probably weigh the same. Me and KD probably got the same weight.
We might weigh the same, but I'm 5'5".
He's 7 foot, 115 pounds.
She said 115
how much you weigh?
Pounds.
Like 185, 180.
I don't even know if he weigh 185, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't be surprised if he was 180. For real. So
you would think, and they say anybody over the height of 6'9", 6'10", they have it rougher on their joints. But you would think that a guy like KD, because they call him the Slim fucking Reaper, mind you, would not have that much issues with bringing that weight down on those joints. Every slim dude isn't weaken the joints, but for some reason KD is. And what I'm saying is the older he gets, the worse that's going to get. That's factual.
Right.
And if he has a chance to put anything on his back, let alone an actual backpack, it's going to be this year. This is the last year.
I disagree. I'm not, listen, I'm a LeBron fan. I ride with LeBron. I'll be riding with LeBron until he exits the league. I don't care what's going on. I'm riding with LeBron. So I really can't ride with KD, but I do appreciate his skills.
Oh, they came together over the GOAT.
Who?
KD and LeBron.
You talking about years ago?
Nah, over this GOAT.
LeBron ain't play.
LeBron wasn't on it.
Nah,
LeBron ain't play.
When they won, KD called him on his voicemail or FaceTimed him or whatever with his tequila, talking about, Brian, we off that Lobo tonight, off that GOAT.
Oh, he did?
Uh-huh.
Damn, I need to get in the league. I need to keep. We gotta pump this up, man. We gotta pump this up because I'm trying to party with them one day. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to celebrate as an analyst with them one day. But what I was trying to say was, I actually like KD. I can't root for you. I can't root for you, KD. I'm sorry. I'm a LeBron fan. It goes against my rules, but I like KD, and I think that he does have the ability to carry a team. He just has to do it.
He has the ability. He doesn't have the frame. Listen, when you all I'm saying is when you build a house, right? When you build a house, that house has to be able to withstand rain, lightning, tornadoes, hurricanes, all that. You said what?
Listen, if you build
snow.
If you depending on
stove, I was about to lose it.
Depending on where you build that house, some of those things you can bypass. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to worry about an earthquake here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm just saying that he has the abilities. Okay. And
no, he definitely has the ability. That's not a question.
He just has to carry it out, because at the end of the day, we, like we talked about before, if you are the best player on the team, if your team wins a championship, you basically won your team that championship for the most part. For the most part, if you're the best player on the team.
For the most part.
So if he happens to take the Nets, if he gets them a ring or two, I mean, they'll basically, some will argue, but that's basically him putting a team on his back.
No, I agree with that.
With Kyrie and James Harden, put the team on his back?
I said some will argue. I had a disclaimer in there. I said some will argue.
I think Kyrie
would
did
like to meet the
season.
I would like to meet the people who would actually argue that.
What? That he didn't carry a team because of the greatness of the other players?
No,
now listen.
I would like to, I would like to meet the people who would argue that he actually carried a team with James Harden and Kyrie Irving.
Well, look at it like this.
That's why I said there would be haters.
Hold on, though. If he would have if he would have got a ring this year, he would have carried the team. Look at their injuries.
Yes, this year, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So don't rule it out.
Postseason,
especially with Kyrie. Don't rule it out. He's injury prone.
That's postseasonally correct. I wouldn't say that KD led the team during the season. It's like the motherfuckers.
KD leads the team. If he's playing, KD is going to lead your team.
The Brooklyn Nets look like the old school. I don't even think I could give them Hulk Hogan and Macho Man tag team combo.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
but that's how they play.
That's not where I thought you were going. That's not where I thought you were going.
Listen, that's how they played. Where they was like, "Listen, I need a break, tag," and then you seen Kyrie come off the top ropes. Then he got hurt and was like, "Listen, I'm limping. Tag."
Oh, that's the Hardy boys.
Came back in like, I got a couple threes. My ankle.
I need my 4 weeks. I need my 4 weeks out.
They was tagging. That they was looking like the WWE out there, and you can't win championships playing like that. I don't care who you are.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna say
you are.
I'm gonna say it like this. I honestly don't think we will get that type of KD this year. Like I said, I feel like he was coming off an injury and he had to fully heal. Now that he's fully healed, I think we're going to get a solid KD. Now, Kyrie and Harden, they might be out here and there, you know what I'm saying, for this amount of time or that amount of time. But I think we're going to get a solid KD. And I think he showed us that by going to go play in the Olympics, because he could have easily said no, like LeBron.
You're right.
And he's out there trying to play, trying to get as much rec and build his legacy. So I honestly don't feel like we're getting that type of KD. I don't think he's going to sit out much this year.
I agree with that. Well, we are coming up on 2 hours. We got about 15 minutes. So what we gonna do is I first want to shout out USA in the boxing. Keyshawn Davis is fighting for gold coming up this Sunday. So he's already clinched the guaranteed silver. Richard Torres, he's fighting for gold this Sunday at the super heavyweight. I'm very impressed by that dude, man. I'm impressed by both of them, but Richard Torres, I'm very impressed by for him to be that big in the way he moves. Duke Reagan.
He the heavy D. He the heavy D of boxing.
He ain't that big yet, but he listen.
No, it's about movement. Heavy D used to be moving for a big dude, and you said you were impressed by his movement. He the heavy D of boxing.
Okay, that might be accurate. But the Ohio versus everybody out here, even you, Jay. Ohio versus everybody. Duke Reagan out of Cincinnati, he came home with the silver. O'Shea Jones, young lady out of Toledo, she came.
O'Shea home. Jackson.
No.
Hey, hold
Jones
on, real quick,
out with
real
the
quick.
Bronze out of Toledo.
Just to have some fun, Jay. Don't tell where you from. Don't tell me you one of them people from Ohio, rooting for Michigan.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We're done with you.
Yeah,
we're done with
that's
you.
That's all. We had to give him 5 seconds of booze. I just gave him one. I was being.
Oh my God.
Hey, whenever y'all get a chance to hear the story, I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
Okay, that's next episode. We got to give them a minute or two to tell this story, so we can rip them apart.
I want to hear it, but before we go out and I get y'all's hit the showers, Jay. Hit the showers is like a donkey of the day, but in sports. So like whoever you think fucked up the most for the week or the whatever in sports,
or said something you didn't like,
or whatever it may be. That's the truth. But before we get into that, they announced Terence Crawford is fighting Sean Porter October 23rd. And I am very excited about that because I think that this is Terence Crawford's first real fight at welterweight. I do think he's going to win, but I think it's going to be one of the toughest fights he's ever been in. That's a fact. And then Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao is 2 weeks out. I'm not going to ask for predictions quite yet. We'll save that for a week out. But I just want to announce that for all the people out there that are still listening. And then now we will wrap it up. But before we do the hit the showers, please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
Yep. Hit the button.
Yep.
Tune in.
Right. It don't cost you nothing. Question. Do I have an exit question? Do I have an exit question? I do have an exit question. This year, out of 17 games, how far do the Eagles fly before they get shot the fuck down?
There's always some haters.
That's a riddle.
I feel like we've done this so many times.
Philadelphia riddle.
And
right.
We've already put our numbers out there for Philadelphia.
What'd you say? 5 or something?
No, I gave them 5 or 4 or 5.
Right.
4 or 5. The more I hear, I really want to go lower, but I'm just trying to respect the program. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys don't have a starting quarterback. You don't want to name a starting quarterback. Your coach seems like a straight bitch. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like there's no way that grown men, especially of that caliber, you're talking about grown men that have worked so hard to get to where they are, want to follow behind somebody that's unsure or hesitant to put out any type of concrete facts like, oh, this is our starting quarterback.
Right.
So, like I said, I think that is going to put the players. I think that's going to put the players in a weird spot. Like I said, these are grown men, and even if they're not a winning team, these are a lot of them are probably alpha men at least in the sense of their work ethic. Right. And I think that's going to be put them in a weird spot to carry out the season and be winners. So, like I said, the most that you guys will win is 5 games, and I'm saying between 4 and 5.
I'll go ahead and I'll give them, I don't know, I'll at least give them 7 games. I'm gonna give them. Yeah. I'm gonna be nice.
Who they gonna beat?
Nice.
You can't even, Mike, name 7 teams they gonna beat.
Oh.
He wasn't ready.
Okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Throat cut.
I can't do it. You're right. I can't do it.
She just Arya Stark you. You was on her list.
She said, "Who?
Malcolm."
Yeah.
I need
name
out.
Mike, I know you gotta go anyway. My fault, Malcolm. I don't mean to cut you off, but I know you gotta go, Mike. Who should hit the showers for we? So I can. Yours.
No, I don't have to go. I don't have to go just yet. You can.
Okay, well let's keep it moving. What you got, Malcolm?
He was already gone for like 40 minutes.
Thank you. I was. I done went and did what I had to do and come back.
Okay, well you good?
I'm back,
Listen. We're working on a hardest surprise. That's all I can say. I don't know about the coach.
Here you go. You got a surprise.
I don't know about the coach. All I know is we got Devontae Smith.
Deshaun Jackson.
Malcolm, you better go ahead and
Watson
start.
Get there without a masseuse finger in his booty
With
hole.
or without him.
Some passes.
With or without him.
Passes.
Malcolm, I don't know who your second team is, but you need to start shouting them out. You need to start shouting them out every game. I usually roll with the Eagles, but this season you need to go ahead and put it out there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just so you have something to look forward to, because I'm telling you, the Eagles ain't about to do it.
Listen, ride or die by my team.
What they got, 17?
I give them 7 and 10.
7 and 10?
7 and 10. It just seems like so much for you guys.
Honestly, what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking like 6, 7, and 10.
I'm giving y'all 7.
I'm
giving the Raiders 7. Yep. I'm giving y'all 8.
What you give yourself?
Us?
17 and 0.
11 at least.
11?
At least 11.
Oh, so
at
we
least.
get 7, you get 11. Okay.
No, I'm giving y'all 8.
8. Okay.
But we got at least 11.
Yeah, okay.
Brett, who's your team? I'm
we
sorry.
play y'all this year, so we'll see.
The Browns.
Ooh. Say it again.
Right. The Browns.
Wait,
I said I'm proud.
Do we play y'all in Cleveland?
Browns.
Do we play y'all in Cleveland?
The Baltimore Browns.
Yeah. If it's a cold game, I don't even think about
it's a cold game though.
Oh yeah, no, we can't.
Yeah, I don't do code. I don't do the code.
We'll figure it out.
We can be at somebody's house. Yeah, we can gather at somebody's house and we can gather at my house and watch it. But we ain't going to the game now.
Well, we'll figure it out on what's coming up. What about you, Jay? What you got? How far are the Eagles flying?
9.
Ooh, 9.
Really? Hold on, Jay. You know, I respect your opinion. I've been listening to you today, and I haven't said anything, but you know, you come with a lot of facts behind your thoughts. Mm-hmm. So
I didn't come.
Hold on. Unlike when Malcolm talks, what's your reasoning as to why you feel like they'll get 9 games? Because I feel like that's a bit aggressive for the uncertainty.
It's super aggressive.
I want to know why you are getting aggressive with them and you're a Bengals fan.
His draft or his what's it called? What's that shit that y'all be playing?
Fantasy football?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, hell no.
No,
we ain't
you
even
would not
drafted our
base your
shit
fantasy.
yet.
You don't even base your
I ain't even
fantasy
drafted
football
my
off the
shit
Eagles.
yet.
Do you even want an Eagles player? Probably not.
Miles Sanders. I get Miles Sanders every year. He's reliable.
I like him.
To do what? As a flex?
Nah, he one of my starters. Like 14-point game.
How many people are in this league that you play in? It got to be a lot.
10, 12.
I feel like it's more than that for you to rely on Miles Sanders. But go ahead, I'm listening.
I mean, again, 14 points per game. I can't argue with that. Anyway, So I put up their schedule. I didn't go in like OG did. Just throw a number out. And I actually was looking at the schedule because I was actually interested to see who the hell they play this year. So I figured they at least split with everybody in the division.
Okay.
In all honesty, I see at least they split with everybody in the division with the potential to beat New York twice. So that's 5 games.
Okay.
All right.
So then they also start the season off against the Falcons. That's a fucking win.
Is it?
Then yeah, that's a win. The Dirty Birds are nothing.
I like it.
So
Dirty Birds.
But you're saying like the Dirty Birds are nothing, but so are the Dirty Eagles are nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Showers.
it's like a battle of the Dirty Birds. You get what I'm saying? Like it's
name 5 Falcons right now.
Hold on. Matt Ryan.
Kyle Pitts. That's it.
They had to steal.
Oh, they didn't pick up Kyle Pitts, huh?
That's it.
Yeah, like right now. They with the team right now.
Hardy.
Who?
That's a wide receiver.
She said just the last name. She don't know nothing else.
That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at when I don't need to know their first name.
Right.
I don't know them personally.
So you got 1. That's 1.
We named a few.
Did
we named 3.
It's
We're at 3.
right.
This is a collective effort here. But the point is this. The point is this, though.
So the Falcons. I got them beating the Falcons, right? Then they got the 49ers and their undecided asses in the second week. So it's going to be early in the season. If they are starting Trey Lance, I wouldn't be surprised if they could pull an upset against the 49ers. That's a young quarterback.
I would be. That's a bet.
That's a young quarterback.
That's lunch right there. I put $5 that they do not beat the 49ers.
They also got the Panthers this year win.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
That's the thing with the Eagles.
Hold on, because I got 2 more that are not even in their division.
Okay, I'm listening.
They go up against the Raiders this year.
Oh, that's a jab. That's a jab, guys. That's a jab.
Who should hit the showers?
And then they got the Lions. That's how I'm ending it. The Lions.
No, they're not going to beat the Lions now.
Oh, yes, we will. With Jared Goff. What?
The Lions might be lucky to go 0-6-17.
Where are they playing them?
It don't matter.
It does matter.
No, not with the Lions. Not with the
Yes, it always matters in football. You know that.
The Lions
it always matters in football.
Lions
are terrible.
They're exempt from that.
He said they're exempt.
We'll see.
I
got my 9.
I feel like you're being very generous with them. The only one that I would kind of really agree with you, they probably will come out and beat Atlanta, but I think that season gonna turn sour as soon as they come out and beat Atlanta. And I definitely don't think that they'll beat the Raiders. And I don't think that they'll beat the 49ers. So your 9, if that was part of your 9, then you dropping down to 7.
49ers wasn't included in that 9.
Yeah, it was.
No, he said he wasn't sure about the 49ers.
No, I think that they're going to beat them because it's going to be earlier in the season.
Yeah, he said that's the second game and that they're going to beat them. And I'm saying
that defense is a shell of what it was 2 years ago.
Oh, he out the window. Called a suicide squad. He out the window.
I just don't feel like the Eagles are good. I don't feel like they are going to be.
They beating the Browns right now, 15-3.
Man, come on now. The Browns used to live. Browns players used to live in preseason. We used to go undefeated in preseason just to win no games during the regular season. So we're not talking about the preseason. We're talking about
the Browns.
We're talking about the regular season.
Better than the starters.
The regular season.
Fuck all y'all sorry ass squads. Raiders versus everybody. What's poppin'?
Hey, we gotta really quickly. The game that we were supposed to go to was the Raiders versus the Eagles in
Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's the one we supposed to be playing.
Okay, we could do that.
So we gotta talk and really figure that out.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that.
Good to me.
I'm definitely with that. Yeah, we'll figure that out. That's a little down the line note. Britt, who's your hit the showers? Let's.
To be honest with you, I felt like I usually don't do this because I believe in being a winner. And but my hit the showers is me and everybody else that wrote the USA team off for not being able to get gold. We I think we did a vote and we said, where do we think that they're going to place? A lot of us said bronze, silver. Nobody said they was going to get gold because they was getting their ass whipped. And when I think about it based off of what I said earlier and just letting the media play a role and what talent I know to be there, I feel like I need to hit the showers, and everybody else that said that they weren't going to get gold need to hit the showers too. We love you, KD.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Mike, what you got? What you got, Mike?
Oh, you've been waiting on it, ain't you, Malcolm?
Yeah, come on.
Hey, we don't want to hear nothing about no Jets.
Right. Go ahead and use the same old hit the showers you always use. Right. You ain't got nothing original.
Your
nothing
motherfucking jersey.
Right.
Nothing original.
Exactly.
Mike, tell them who you are. Don't let them talk about you like that.
You know what? It's like, we've been here before, Malcolm.
I like how it was directed over Malcolm.
In the NFL. You know that.
At the end of the day, he can sit at that table and say, I'm a Super Bowl MVP and Super Bowl champion. And I played Tom Brady in the Patriots.
You in that jersey hit the showers.
Hit the motherfucking showers, nigga.
I'm just saying, build different.
Raiders.
Build different.
You know what? He's right. Mike's right. You in that jersey do need to hit the showers because there's no reason for you to be wearing it in the middle of August with no for sure starting quarterback. Hit the showers.
I'm repping legacy.
Hit the showers.
Well said.
I'm repping legacy, Jay.
The USA team and the motherfucking Eagles. Hit them twice.
Hit the showers for putting that
Raiders ain't one in.
You don't even know what type of team y'all got. They don't even know what type of team they got.
Right.
So it's going to be a hot take, but I need the entire Chicago Cubs front office to hit the showers.
Ooh, why is that?
They decided, now I get it. They was just in the championship a couple years ago back in 2016, but they just released any and everybody who's worth a damn. And just completely starting over when they was actually on to something smooth. So for me, they can hit the showers because I don't know what the hell they do. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Reds fan, so fucking do it, please.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't understand what the hell they doing. You didn't need to rebuild right now.
Hold on, no. And this is not even my area, but let me ask you this. You said that they had made it to the finals in 2016, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever other World Series. I'm sorry. Yeah. Probably not called the finals in baseball. The World Series in 2016. So my thing is, are they really in the wrong for wanting to do a clean sweep if we're in 2021? It may seem like it was yesterday, but it really isn't. So they're like, hey, we gave y'all's 5 years.
Especially when it come to baseball.
Y'all didn't do what we needed you to do.
And
so now we cleaning house. So are they really in the wrong when you think about it from a business aspect? Because I always feel like it's important. I always feel like it's important for people to take a step back.
I'm not going to say that they didn't need to step back. I actually talked to one of my friends about it, and he gave me basically the same thing. It's a rebuild, right? They're going in a rebuild because these guys, they seemingly aren't going anywhere. But, coming off of the COVID year, you still got some really good pieces in place, and you traded a lot of them away. By the way, most of them, their first game after they was traded off, smacked the fucking home run. But there's a certain point where you still had the pieces there to make another run. If you add a couple more pieces, it was mainly their pitching that was suffering. So for me, if you would have just added them couple more pieces, you were still there. You still would have had a chance. Again, I'm a Reds fan. Thank you.
Well,
hold on though. Have you ever watched Martin?
Of course.
So you remember the episode where his landlord tried to raise his rent $5?
It's been some years since I've seen that one, but it's so
all right. Well, the concept is this. They gave him something close to 5 years. And like my man Martin say, I can't do the 5. I can't do the 5. So is that not enough time to get done what they needed to get done? The Cubs is just like, we can't do the 5.
I mean, I get that. I get that. And that's why I'm where I'm at right now. Like, I could take it or leave it. Again, I'm a Reds fan, so thank you. But at the end of the day, if I'm a baseball fan, I'm looking and I'm like, y'all might be out your mind.
Right.
Well, all I got to say is this, and I give my hit the showers and we'll wrap it up. But I know Chicago has a lot more trash cans than Houston. So y'all better figure it the fuck out. You hear what I'm saying? Figure it the fuck out, Chicago.
Hey, I'm going to give mine, before you give yours then, Cliff, I'm going to give mine to all the critics that's hating on my Lakers right now, talking about this upcoming team they put together.
Oh, Lord.
We're going to have to touch on that one in the next episode, sir.
Who's hating on the Lakers?
There's a lot of LeBron.
That is a whole nother conversation.
LeBron
right now?
just made a tweet.
We'll get into that.
LeBron made a tweet the other day talking about
I seen that.
Well,
you can't hate on my Lakers though.
Shit. In the AARP squad, but
all right.
He always does that. This is not new. He did the same thing in Cleveland, but it was worse. He's actually getting better at getting he's getting better at getting his old players, because what he did in Cleveland, they was really on their way out when he had Dwayne Wade, et cetera, et cetera.
What's his name? What's the dude's name from Space Jam? He needs Don Cheadle to start recruiting for his.
Man, he's a great GM.
What was his name? Analytics or something.
LeBron is a great GM. LeBron ain't went nowhere yet and not got a championship. We done had this talk, but I'm gonna let you finish, Cliff.
Kevin Love hit the motherfucking showers, ho.
Why? What Kevin do?
You got kicked off the Olympic team, and we don't want you in Cleveland either. You missed the gold in the Olympics in Tokyo, and don't bring your ass home.
Wait a minute.
I thought he had COVID issues.
Learn Japanese.
Did he have?
No. I thought he had COVID issues, and that's why he dropped.
Issues like Simone and them, where because he's already struggled with he's already struggled with the mental health.
The one dude, I can't think of his name, said we made a mistake picking Kevin Love up, and Kevin Love said, you forgive him. No, he said you say fuck him, but forgive him. And that was his tweet to the dude in the Olympics that said that.
I mean, he's in his right to say that if somebody says that about him.
It is right, but I mean that makes me feel like it wasn't COVID, because wouldn't nobody say we made a mistake if you caught COVID coming to the Olympics? No, we made a mistake because you're washed.
Or they made a mistake because he was still having that right calf
Kevin
issue.
Love is washed. The only team he'd be able to maintain on is Golden State, a shooter squad that don't really need you down low.
That's not true. He just needs to get away from Cleveland. Ain't nothing going on in Cleveland. He just needs to get away.
Wait till
you know
next
what I'm saying?
year. What y'all got to say to bring us out? Wait
Raiders
till next year.
Raiders, can't wait to see your new colors this year, the Skittles.
I ride.
I'll take that, bro. I'll take
Saved by the Rainbow. What's that commercial say? Saved by the Rainbow.
Stupid as fuck. Listen, well,
new sponsors.
Y'all stadium will never look like it looked behind you for another 1,000 years. You fucking Foles fans.
Hey. It's coming soon.
I'm gonna start. I use my phone on here. I'm gonna start taking pictures of y'all's faces, because I want to compare it to mid-season, like when you have nothing to talk about, when you have to accept defeat, Malcolm. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see
Malcolm.
I want to see how you. I just want to, because this is really our first year together as far as like going through the season with our team. So I want to see if you got that same energy. And this is not just for you. This is for Cliff. This is for Mike. This is for Jay. This is for everybody. Okay. I want to see what your energy is like mid-season.
We gonna be back, Browns.
Yes. Listen,
make sure high. You got the dog pound behind you when we get here.
Right.
Does anybody have anything to take us out?
We lethal this year.
Man, y'all was lethal last year.
Go Brownies. Go Brownies. Go Brownies. Go Brownies. Go Brownies.
Be good at it.
Right. All my shower heads out there. This motherfucking Buster trying to take my words out my mouth because he ain't got no rings.
Yeah. Upstairs.
Like, share, subscribe.
All that. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We out.
Cliff grew an inch since last week.
Bye.